Hi everybody, this is Book S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Funko Legacy Game of Thrones Daenerys Targaryen figure. So before we take a look at Daenerys, let's take a look at the only accessory that she comes with. Baby Drogon. So Drogon looks really nice. He's got a little bit of sculpting detail to him. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's just a little bit. I'd say the wings are pretty good because there's texturing, a slight texturing to him. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And he has peg holes there in his feet that attach to Daenerys' shoulder. And as you can imagine, it's kind of awkward, and it'll drop off there very easily. Plus, if you don't have it on there, it looks like someone took a bite out of her arm, like a vampire just bit her shoulder. So, I'd recommend probably just gluing this in. That way you don't have those ugly holes in her shoulder. But there, you just plug it in, and it'll kind of stay. I won't say it'll stay 100%, but it does tend to stay pretty good. So now let's take a look at the head sculpt. So for the head sculpt, it's not the greatest. I mean, it's not the worst either. I mean, like from certain angles, it looks like Emilia Clarke. Like I can tell what they were going for. Like you can tell who it's supposed to be. There's a little bit of a resemblance to Emilia Clarke. I won't say it's kind of like 75% her, 25% not. I wouldn't say 50-50 because I do see the similarities there, but it's not 100%. But if you look, she has some problems with her eyes. That one is just drooping. Actually, that one's kind of just floating off to the left there. And her right eye is perfect. So yeah, if you have her posed like that, it's fine. But if she's looking straight on, it looks very, very goofy. But now her hair has some really nice sculpting to it. All the braids came out very nicely. And I feel like her hair should have been just a tad bit lighter. Like it's kind of a blonde color. Well, her hair is blonde, but it's a really, really bright blonde. Like, it's almost white. So I do think that she should have had just a little bit brighter hair color. With the light on my camera here, it may be a little bit brighter. But in person, it's darker than what it looks on camera. Like, if you have her back there, you can tell what the color really is. And she has a little bit of a wash of brown in between all the strands of hair and her braids. And move Drogon's wing there. You can see all the braids. And it looks really nice. And her top here also looks nice. It has a nice texturing to it. And it has a wash of green. I think that's green. That's either weird colored brown or green. I can't tell which. It kind of looks like both. Maybe like a greenish brown. But it looks really nice. And now the elbows. The elbow joints right here are terrible. Like, the paint is just chewed up and crackly. And the joints are clear, which is really weird. Like, if they cast her, like, her arms and stuff, they're supposed to be skin colored. In the skin tone, why would they make the joints clear? That doesn't make sense to me. Or maybe all of her is clear and they just painted the skin tone on. Because if you move her hand, then she has a clear joint. So maybe all of her is actually clear. That seems like a lot of needless trouble to go through. And I knew that would happen. I'm just gonna set him right there for now. But that feels like a lot of needless trouble to cast a figure in clear plastic and then paint everything over top of it. Just casting it in skin color would make sense, but I suppose that's probably what led to the cancellation of this line. McFarlane Toys is supposed to start making Game of Thrones figures, which was a pretty big shock to me, but I am really happy because I know the likenesses will be 100% with them. I think the first series is going to have the Night King, Arya, Jon, Daenerys. Maybe that's it. I feel like I'm missing one. But Wave 1 is definitely going to be really awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So her skirt looks really nice as well. and the wrinkles right there. She has that wash of brown, light brown over the dark brown. And her pants have a little bit of shading to them, but not much. And her boots have a nice wash over them as well. So I think the sculpting and color is really good on these figures, but some of the color, like some of the paint apps. Like the paint apps on her outfit look really good, but like right here on her elbow joints right here, the paint's scraping. On this one, the paint is like really crackly and it rubs really bad. Like when I make custom figures, that's always the issue I have, is the joints not getting them perfect, and I always have that rubbing of the paint. But it doesn't make me feel so bad when I see an official toy that has that problem. It makes me feel a little bit better. So now let's go over the articulation. She has a ball-jointed head that really can't look back at all. Her hair is really soft, rubbery kind of plastic, so she can look down all the way. She can also move her head side to side. But then her hair does that, which looks stupid. She has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. She has single-jointed elbows that are on swivels, but if you do that, you get the paint chewing up right there. She has ball-jointed wrists that can move all the way around, all the way down, up, and side to side, both ways. Side to side this way, and side to side this way, because it's a ball joint. And I do think it would be wise for McFarlane to probably do a ball-jointed hands, because those double swivels tend to break really easily. Plus, she has a lot of range of motion with this ball-jointed wrist. So yeah. She has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. She can kick forward all the way, and she can kick back all the way. She has swivel at the thigh, double-jointed knee, and now that I do that, that leg joint is really, really loose. Like it's wanting to move pretty freely now. So I guess if you move it, it is going to just about break. She has swivel at the ankle that can move up and down, and an excellent ankle rocker. So, now let's do some size comparisons here. Let's get Drogon back on her shoulder here. Like I said, he tends to stay on there, but if you move her around very much, he'll just fall right off. There. So now let's do some size comparisons. If I can get her to stand. I should be able to get her to stand. There. So, I couldn't find Arya Stark because I only have I have 4 of these figures, and Arya Stark is one of them. I couldn't find her to do a size comparison, but here she is next to Robb Stark. It's pretty sad, but I can't remember if I reviewed him or not. Sometimes I get super busy and I forget if I've reviewed things or not, so there she is next to Robb Stark, who I may or may not have reviewed. And here she is next to Jon Snow. And that likeness is horrible. Like, there's no beating around the bush. It is just flat out horrible. So there she is next to horrible cosplayer Jon Snow. Well, not horrible cosplayer. Just looks like a cosplayer cosplaying as Jon Snow. As for actual Jon Snow, it's horrible. But there she is next to him. So, overall, I'll just do that there. So overall, I like this figure. It is good, but it has its drawbacks too. Like with the paint chipping, that's definitely a problem. So, hold on. There, the camera wasn't focusing in. But it has its issues, but I do think it's nice. With the McFarlane figures coming out, I don't think they're going to be in this 5-inch scale. I think they're going to be in 7-inch scale. So these probably won't scale with the new ones coming out. So that's a bit of a bummer. I thought it would be nice if you could still use these with the new McFarlane ones, but I don't think you'll be able to. So overall, I like Daenerys. It has a few problems with it, but I'm a sucker for Game of Thrones, so I like it. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.